Hello, in this video, I'm going to talk about how your business can save money, okay? Very simple. So, first thing is this guy right here. This is a web app that I built within 8 hours, okay? And all the code is here, yada, 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 right? One way for you to save money in your business is to have people in your business use automation tools, AI tools, or the newest, best tools in their space. So if they're doing finance, if they're at the cashier, whatever they're doing, make sure you're using the newest, best technology with the best features that help automate and save time. Make sure their productivity is boosted using these tools, because 8 hours versus 2 weeks, right? This would have taken me probably like 2 weeks to build, and depending on the errors. And keep in mind, this is also connected to a database, so the database itself took a while to figure out. So about 2 weeks, you just save so much money on me doing this in 8 hours versus 2 weeks, which is about, let's say 50, maybe 100 hours or so, depending on more, right? That's a lot of money you're saving now. So, yeah. And then things like this, where I show this in a different video. So check out all my videos. I give a lot of deeper explanations of these examples. But right here, imagine you had a little basic compliance task, right, that your business has to do. Even if you're a brick and mortar business, you still have to do some admin stuff, right? Something like this. This took 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds to run, versus me manually doing it. Me manually doing this would have taken probably 3 minutes. So that's another example of like using the best techniques, automations. This is also built into Google Colab, right? Or not Google Colab, Google Sheets, right? Just don't be afraid to buy the newest software if in the long run it saves you money, if it works so much better and it's less manual. I think a lot of businesses are afraid to learn or use new technology because that learning gap, right? In that period of time you have to learn it. But the payout, how much money you save over time, is so much more valuable than the fear of just not wanting to touch it, right? Now, next is using tools that help you save energy, right? Let's say you're a brick and mortar business and you have energy problems, or like, the lights are always on and things like that. You can have systems in place that automatically turn off the lights when people aren't there, right? There's a lot of ways where you can save money on like water, things like that nature. Really look into your business and look at all the cost of like the bills of like water, electricity, just to run. Figure out how you can reduce these or automate these so you spend less money on them. Like, for example, Siemens has a software that can help you with this, right? And I've worked at plenty of companies and businesses that had lights turn off automatically, and you couldn't even turn them on. I would go to the office late, and I still couldn't turn the lights back on. So I was just working in the dark at that point. But hey, that was their money saving strategy, right? Of to save money on bills, right? So that's another way to save money in your business, okay? And also, like, there's a lot of other things you can do too. Like, a lot of things you would hire someone to do that not ChatGPT can do itself, right? Because this code that I used to do this automatically, this took 10 seconds to create. I use Gemini AI to build this, right? And instead of hiring someone that specializes in this type of coding, my people that I already have can do this themselves, right? And that's on to my next point. Hire more junior level staff. So I would say like the ideal situation is to hire one senior level person and everyone else is junior, right? You save so much money doing this but keep in mind, the junior staff needs to be using AI tools or automation tools. The reason I'm saying this is because you can hire 5 seniors, and you can also hire 1 senior, 4 juniors, and this second group can make just as much money and as much progress as the first group if the second group, the juniors are using AI tools or automation tools, right? A lot of people don't realize this. You can hire cheaper staff that do just as much work, if not more work, than seniors. Because a lot of seniors are anti-using AI and anti-automation systems. They like doing everything by scratch and by hand, even though it might be inefficient. Yes, you should know everything, but with AI now, you can build code and it can help you figure out the bugs faster, and it can give you a draft, like a little prototype. You can modify the prototype yourself. But all the grunt work's done. But a lot of people in the senior level don't like doing that because of habits, right? So when you're spending all this money on these high level seniors, you're spending money on habit half the time, right? And you don't even know how to verify them if they have habits or not. So keep that in mind, right? Also, your hiring process. AI can help you with your hiring process in general. And I can show you how to do that. If you reach out to me, I have services of this nature. Check them out. But point is that, yeah, you can save a lot of money on staff just using this kind of method. Instead of hiring, 8 people to do something, you can technically hire only 4 if they're all using automation tools, AI tools, or the best tool that makes things run faster and a lot smoother. You'd have a way higher profit margin and you'd save a lot of money, reduce your cost. Okay. Next is marketing, right? Like I said, I go in detail on this in a different video, so check it out. But essentially, you are probably marketing to a very broad audience. The audience you're marketing to is too broad. And that means you're getting too many misses. Let's say out of every 10 people that see your ad, only 3 like it. You're not niching down enough in your marketing. And it's probably because you don't have enough data to know who to niche down to. You don't know who your niche markets are. You don't know who the people are, right? Let's say you have a coffee shop. Most coffee shops might have like 5 different groups that visit it. People that work from home, people that just have nothing to do. They're just chilling in the city, visiting. People that really like coffee, people that want to go on a date, and then whatever else other groups, right? And you need to understand each group so you know what they like, what they're into, what colors they like, what time of the year they usually come, what time of the day they come, so you can maximize your sales. But long story short, you're marketing in a way that's too broad. You need to know your audience more, which means you need to collect data, and you need to collect useful data. I have a video that goes in detail about this. Check it out. But you need to collect useful data so that you know the patterns of each group, so you know how to market to them, what to show them, all the jazz, and that saves you marketing dollars. Okay, cool. Now, next is going to be chatbots, right? Everybody's talking about chatbots. Imagine you're Spirit Airlines and you got this FAQ right here. I know when I'm buying flights, it's very frustrating because I have questions I need to have. They already have a chatbot. I'm not sure how to access it via the website. I know the phone app, it's really easy to access the chatbot, but having a chatbot on your apps, your websites, your services in the store, on the checkout screen, wherever you can put this chatbot would save so much time on bothering your current staff that's doing stuff that makes you money. I'm not saying answering a question to someone doesn't make you money, but it definitely slows down productivity for that person. And potentially people might not ask questions because they're afraid to talk to people, and they just leave. They just leave, exit the app, leave the store, and now you lost that sale because they didn't want to talk to anybody, and they're confused. It doesn't make sense. But with a chatbot in place, it can answer all their questions about your business, about their products, about the food, about the service that you're offering as a mechanic, the marketing services you're providing, questions on the data they're seeing. They don't know what the heck this data means, but they don't want to call you because it's like 6 p.m. and everyone's left your office, but they went to you for marketing and they can't read the data. All these situations, a chatbot that your company provides would be a lifesaver and have higher customer retention, higher customer satisfaction as well. People can still talk to someone in person if they want, but those that don't, it's available. There's a study that shows more people are introvert every day, right? More people are becoming introvert, and more in the younger population is majority of them are introverts, which means they don't like talking to people if they don't have to. Right? The older population, there's a lot more extroverts there, but you got to keep in mind, things are shifting, right? Things are shifting, and a lot of them are becoming introverts as well, right? A lot of them got into wealth, they don't want to deal with nobody anymore, and things of that nature. So you got to cater to more people. The more you cater to everybody, the more money you can make. But also, like I said, this is a money-saving thing. Instead of hiring more staff just on standby to handle a rush potentially, that chatbot helps you save money because now you can have 2 people in the store, and then there's a chatbot that answers a bunch of questions, right? So you don't have to have as much staff available, and also just like phone call services, or I'm not sure what you call those, like phone centers, right? You might not have to pay for a phone center, or maybe you pay less for a phone center with the chatbot in place that helps answer these questions. Okay, and now the last one is inventory. Long story short, AI statistical models, just a lot of tools out there that can help you automate and figure out how much inventory you need to have for particular seasons, times of the day, and things of that nature. So that way you don't waste money and waste products. Same thing with AI services. There's a way to automate AI services where you don't have this giant AI running all the time when you don't need all that space. AWS offers that. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any other questions, please reach out to me. And yeah, that's it. Appreciate you guys so much for watching. Peace.